welcome to Money and Marriage Made Simple, the show for couples who want to get on the same page financially and strengthen their relationship along the way. I'm your host, Tina Bunn, a financial coach and wife who knows what it's like to feel the stress of money in marriage. My husband and I paid off over $50,000 in debt, and it completely transformed our relationship and our lives. Every other week, I'll bring you practical tips, real conversations, and simple strategies to help you take control of your money together, one small step at a time. Let's jump in. Hello, welcome back again to another episode of Money and Marriage Made Simple. Last episode, we talked about combining finances and why that is so important. So hopefully you're taking steps to become one financial team. Hopefully you've started combining things and you're working hard together. Now that you're working together, let's talk about where you're actually going. Today, we're going to dream big. We're going to get practical and create a roadmap for the life you want to build together. So by the end of this episode, you'll have a clear process for setting goals that both of you are excited to work toward. So let's talk about why shared goals matter. Think about this. Picture you and your husband or your wife in a kayak together. When you are in sync and you're rowing together at the same time, your speed and your momentum increase. But if you row in different directions, you go nowhere. It's a whole lot of work and you make no progress. It is the exact same thing with goals. Shared goals create unity, they create motivation, they create momentum, so you can actually make more progress because you're working together. Shared goals help your budget too. It's easier to say no to spending when you have a plan for what you're saying yes to. Think about if you're saving for a vacation. You can easily say no to all of those extra things because you know that you need money to go towards that vacation. Saving for a down payment on your first house feels way more exciting than just saving money, just cause. All right, let's get practical. First, you're going to dream together. Sit down together without distractions and ask, what do we want our life to look like in 5 to 10 years? What kind of life do we want to build together? Talk about lifestyle, talk about family, home, travel, career, giving. How much do you want to travel? How much do you want to give? What type of career do you want? What type of house do you want? Don't talk about your budget yet. Just pure dreaming and vision casting. This is the fun, exciting part where we really get to think about and dream about what we want our life to be. Now, next, once you've got your dreams, we need to connect your dreams to your values. So sit down and talk about what matters most to you as a couple. Which dreams align with your deepest values? This becomes your why behind every goal. So sit down and write down your values individually, your values as a couple and as a family. You need to be really firm on your values. Now we need to break it down into goals. So turn your big dreams into specific, actionable goals. You need to break it down into short-term goals, which is this year, and long-term goals, which is more like 5 years down the road. Set these goals up together and write them down somewhere. Make sure you actually write them down because you're going to be checking and following up on these goals later. For young couples, I always recommend you start with becoming debt-free and building a strong emergency fund as foundational goals. This is going to give you so many more options for your future goals, like buying a house, moving to a certain place, having a certain career. You're going to open up all those options if you don't have debt weighing you down and you've got money set aside for emergencies. All right, I want to talk about what happens if you don't agree on goals. This is totally normal. You're different people, but you should be able to come up with a combined goal because you are one, you are a family, and you're working towards, you're building a life together. So if this happens, step back, revisit your values and your vision. That's why I start with the dreams and the vision and the values, because this is going to be kind of the building blocks of your goals. So when you take a step back and you look at those, ask yourselves, Which goal best aligns with the life that we're building together? Which goal best aligns with our values that we've made together? Sometimes it's more about timing, not necessarily the goal itself. Maybe the goal is fine, but it's just not time for that. Maybe that's going to be next year. Just remember, you are teammates building the life you want together, not opponents. Being opponents is not going to help you. It's going to hold you back. All right, now when you make these goals, you're going to be working towards them. You're going to have sort of your monthly tasks, objectives that you do to work towards these goals. But goals are not set it and forget it. So we want to make sure that we're checking in on these goals regularly. We're tracking progress. We're evaluating if the goal is actually valid anymore, because there's life changes, different circumstances, and priorities can shift. So regular goal evaluation keeps you both engaged with that and on track. Are you and your partner living paycheck to paycheck and never quite sure where all the money goes? Do you wish that you could get on the same page with your finances, but you just don't even know where to start? I'm hosting a free live masterclass called Create Your First Budget Together Without the Overwhelm, where I will walk you through the exact budgeting method that's helped my clients finally take control of their money and stop the financial stress. You'll learn how to create your first budget as a team, communicate better about money, and actually stick with it this time. Head to financeswithoutfear.com/masterclass. That's financeswithoutfear.com/masterclass. I'll also link it in the show notes for you. I can't wait to see you there. Okay, let's talk about the importance of checking in on your goals. Remember how I said you need to write these goals down because we're going to be going back to them and checking in on them. Regular check-ins with your goals are very important. Goals are not set it and forget it. You have life changes, circumstances change, and priorities can shift so that your goals may change. So checking in on these and making sure that they're still aligned with where your life is now and where you want to go is going to be really important. Plus, that regular check-in and evaluation of your goals will keep you both very engaged and on track towards that, making sure that you haven't gone astray, because trust me, that happens. My husband and I will check in and be like, we are not really focused on where we want to go. We want to realign and really focus. My financial focus journal is a great tool to help you with this. It will help keep you on track. The other thing is you need to celebrate progress along the way. Think about those small wins. This is one of the reasons I like the check-ins, because you need to talk about what you've done well, not only what you need to improve on, but what you've done well and the progress you've made towards your goals. All right, so here's your homework for the week, for the next couple weeks. This week, I want you to schedule a dream session. Maybe up to an hour of uninterrupted time. If you've got kids, find someone to watch the kids so that you can sit and really vision cast together. I want you really coming up with this big dream and vision for your life. And then next week, think about those top 3 dreams that you have and turn them into specific goals with timelines. And like I said, write them down. And then ongoing, I want you to do those monthly goal check-ins to track your progress and maybe make any adjustments that you have. Bonus, if you create a visual reminder of your goals, this is super fun for both of you. You could do a vision board, you could write a list. I have done vision boards and I enjoy doing them, but honestly, I am much more a list person. So my husband and I have, I call it my financial priorities list, and it's just in our notes app. I share the list with him so that he can see it too, make adjustments, all the things. And we check in on that usually monthly and make adjustments, because sometimes there's different things that we need to be saving for at different times. So I have everything listed out with kind of the date for when it needs to be done and the amount that needs to be saved for that. Okay, quick recap. I want you to dream together. I want you to align your values and then break it down into goals and check in regularly. These are going to be the 4 big things that are going to keep you on track and keep you aligned with your goals and your dreams. Remember, this is not about perfection. It's about moving forward together towards the life that you both want and staying aligned through the process. If you want more structure for this process, my financial focus journal, like I said, is a great tool. So it has specific worksheets designed to help you create that vision and dream together and then set those goals. And it's going to have weekly check-ins, monthly reviews, quarterly evaluations. That's going to keep you on track and really take the guesswork out of this whole process. So the link to grab one is in the show notes. So make sure you get that, and that will really help you work through this process. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I would love for you to join me for the next episode. It's going to be all about creating a budget together and setting up that monthly money date. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to join me for the next episode in 2 weeks. And as always, I am so grateful if you would share the show, write a review, all the things to help us get going with this brand new podcast. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining me today on Money and Marriage Made Simple. If you found this episode helpful, you'll love my essential money checklist for couples. You can grab that for free on the link in the show notes. Episodes will drop every other week, so be sure to follow the show so you never miss a new one. For more tips and encouragement between episodes, come hang out with me on Instagram at Finances Without Fear. I'm cheering you on as you simplify your money and strengthen your marriage, one small step at a time.